discussed at the meeting. Not all agenda items may in fact be discussed, and other agenda items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. Okay, I'll call the meeting to order at 6:06 p.m. And the first item, as always, or the second item is always citizens' participation. Mark, what do you got for us today?
All right, what's 49 Hawthorne Road, Ashland, Mass. Already got the greeting to the members and to yourself, Mr. Chairman. It's just a lovely spring day here in town, and everything's going calmly well. And inside the house, my dad is doing better, getting better doctor reports, and rested in fantastic appetite, and starting to recluse himself from being serious, now being more responsive. So we're all doing good here. I myself is feeling better because of that, and nothing bad in my medical side of things. I'm losing weight, gaining experience, and gaining aspirations now. I'm doing all good. So the town is happy. I'm happy. Let's have a happy, good health meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mark. All right, agenda item 3, Sunnyside Cafe on sanitary conditions. I'm assuming that's going to hand this over to Raj. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And
yeah.
We have the owner here,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, so I just want to bring this issue at Sunnyside, and this has been going on for some time. And recently we did had a complaint about rodents in and around Sunnyside, So I did go in, I did find rodent droppings inside the restaurant, and there was a good amount of activity on the dumpster side that have been not maintained for longest time, There was burrows, all sort of things there, like there was a huge infestation going on. In July, last July, August, we had a complaint about a roach in somebody's plate, at that time. We dealt with that,
and he wasn't in somebody's plate. He was in a napkin wrap.
I will give you time to speak, sir. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Ron, so both of these conditions, are due to unsanitary conditions, ignored conditions, and I have given the owner a chance last time, but it's the same, So this time around the dumpster, it was like a mini landfill. I shared some pictures with the board. I have more pictures to share. That's one problem I had here is the unsanitary conditions, or the rodent infestation. My second issue at Sunnyside was when I went in for July, August inspection based on a complaint, I found evidence of cigarette smoking in the basement. So I had a word with the owner that has to cease, this cannot continue. But now a couple of weeks back, or a week back, when I went for an inspection this time, the chef of Sunnyside, as we are still in the restaurant, it's a restaurant premises, he took out a cigarette, put in his mouth and tried to light it in front of me, we are still in the restaurant now, I have to stop him. That didn't deter him, as we came out of the restaurant, he was with me for a good 10 minutes outside the restaurant, walking around the dumpster, and he smoked the whole cigarette. I've not seen this in my whole career, Now, my third thing, with Sunnyside ownership, is a problem that my inspector, Tom Curran, that dealt with in 2019, that the owner become very agitated and aggressive, and argumentative, that I have myself found this time too, that he don't know the problem. He's not at the restaurant most of the times, though that's not a health concern, but I feel, that it's been ignored, At this point, we have rodent infestation all around downtown, and I can very well say that it might have started at Sunnyside, given how bad the condition was, So to bring him in front of the board, I gave him time, but there was no response, there was nothing he did, So at this point, I asked the board, that that he need to take this very seriously. I definitely want to give him fine for smoking in premises, and moving forward, if this continues, then we have to consider that we have to consider suspension of the permit or moving forward what we need to do.
Okay. All right. And I certainly did not know the, the extent of that. Right. Alex, what do you have to say?
Hi.
Hi.
Whatever Ajit said, I corrected every single problem that he asked me for if I had any. Okay.
Okay.
He's saying to me in 2021, I had one call because the COVID, we were closed for a while. And on the napkin, and I do agree because I seen the little roach myself and the person called the Board of Health. And I did have some roach problem at the time. And I solved that problem past 6 months. And I hired a company it's a 5-star company in Metro West. And he's trying to tell me, maybe he's right, but I know they did their job. And everything that he sent in my email with a picture, I have the past, whatever he looked, and whatever I done. I don't know if I misunderstood what he said and what he's saying, but he said I did not correct anything he said. Now, about the smoking.
Yep.
When he first came to Sunnyside, yes, I was smoking in my basement on my office. And now he said, a couple of weeks ago on Friday, my chef, he told me that he was trying to smoke a cigarette. And I asked the chef, he said, yes, but he was trying to get out. We have a fence on the back door, and he put the cigarette in his mouth, and he did smoke in front of him. I said to him, did you really do that? He said, yes, I did. But he was not inside the restaurant. I don't know if I misunderstood that. So it's the miscommunication, I think, either me or him and the other guy. But all the roach problems he's telling me that I did not correct. I don't know if it's me.
He said that you have repeated offense. So I get it. So it's repeated, right? So it's not just the roaches, it's any vermin, meaning insect or rodents.
Got it.
He says you have a whole infestation there and that you've been told. So I don't think you can separate vermin, right?
Oh, no.
If you take care of some roaches and there's still rats and mice, then that's not taking care of the problem. That's all that's what he's saying. So I think what he's saying is that he's the health inspector.
Yeah.
He's the one that makes sure that the people that come to eat at establishments all over town, not just yours, are following the food code and health and safety regulations to keep people safe. It's not nobody wants to shut you down. Nobody wants to not see you, do good business, but he's the one that takes care of the day-to-day operations and ensures the health and safety of not only visitors, but the patrons that come to your restaurant, no matter what town they're from. So he knows the law. He's got a master's degree in public health. And he knows what you need to do. He's been doing it for a zillion years.
I disagree with that.
No, I get it. Okay. Yeah, please. Yeah, right. Just let me finish, because we're going to do what he says we ought to do. If he's been there multiple times and Tom Curran has been there multiple times, and they feel as though you're not taking warnings that this is a serious issue, if you go outside and you see the dumpster area, looking like a landfill, like he said, you shouldn't have to have him inspect the place to come and clean it up. That should be common sense. You have food there, I can see it outside my house sometimes when I have animals, because I'm, in an area that are gnawing at my trash can because there's junk in there. You're dealing with food every single day. You can't leave one scrap that an animal can get. Nobody's asking you to be perfect, but you really need to take seriously what this man is telling you to do, because he's been doing this for a long time, and he's not looking to reprimand you, but he is looking for you to listen to what he has to say. And I think he does it in a nice and respectful way. And I get it. You've taken some measures. Unfortunately, it's not enough, or he would tell you that it was. And so I think that's really all we're looking for, is a little more give and take, meaning that you need to follow the rules, because he has the authority to pull your permit to serve food. And nobody wants that. The town doesn't want that. You don't want that. Raj doesn't want that. So you really need to take what he says and not be argumentative. Nobody's trying to, you can't argue with the fact that there's a rodent problem in your dumpster area. I don't think you can. That's what he's saying. Okay.
And Dr. Ron, I mean, I've been in Sunnyside both occasions just based on a complaint. It was not a routine inspection that we found this. Now,
right,
both time it's complaints, you know, and
right,
and I'm dealing with the all around Sunnyside, you know, there are rodents now, you know, all the complexes behind it.
yeah,
And I 2 weeks back was my ask to get pest control, and
right,
he's quoting that five-star pest control. If anybody read this and don't agree with me, the pest control doesn't say nothing about the activity both times, both at the
right,
roach time or this time, doesn't say what the owner need to do. So I have my doubts, you know, and that I've asked him that the pest
yeah,
control report need to tell the owner what you need to do, right? Because
right,
now both times it was unsanitary conditions, doesn't say nothing about it, you know. So for him, it's 5-star review company, but for us, it's not solving the purpose, you know.
right,
So that was my ask, and now it's over
right.
2.5 weeks that we have started this conversation.
Yeah.
I have received some reports from him from the past, but nothing recently or after this started, you know.
Right.
So
Okay.
and Tom Curran, he don't want to go Sunnyside given his behavior, you know, and you can see it live in front of the board members,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's, I mean, he is not agreeing to this, but the whole Ashland is seeing his behavior, you know, and because of that, Tom Curran have refused to go
Right.
into Sunnyside, you know.
Okay.
May I
So-
say something?
Alex, yeah, just 1 second. Do you have any receipts from the pest control company
Absolutely.
that states what they've done
Yes, I
and
have.
how they've attempted to mitigate it? Do they say they've put out whatever kind of traps or other, measures to mitigate rodents as well as insects?
I have all the receipts. I actually emailed them 3 receipts. I did not read what they say.
Okay,
I'm actually looking at them right now as we're speaking on my email. I have every receipt from every single month, but I did
Okay.
not see him personally. I
Okay.
did send him 3. If he wants more, I can send him more. And if he wants more boxes out, I just told him,
Yeah.
just let me more. If
Right.
you want me to tell my pest control company, just let me know what you want me to do. I think he told my guy that he wants more boxes out. That's fine, no problem. I know I have 2. And he told me to take care of the dumpster area. And I took care of it, basically. I have that, he has the pictures. He's been there and he knows. And
Right.
I emailed him the pictures. So everything is done now. If he asks for anything else, just all he
Okay.
has to say, just let me know what he wants me to do and I'll do it. That was it.
Okay. All right. Well, I think a lot of this really also has to be self-policed.
Yeah.
If you see rodents out there, you should want to do something yourself.
I'm being
So-
honest with you,
Yeah.
Reggie, the fence, it's a little weird because the fence is broken behind the dumpster, which is not our fence.
Yep.
And there is some holes in the ground from rodents,
Yep.
but I think they're all dead because they put, what is it called? The poison. I
Mhm.
never seen any. I used to see them a while ago where the snow was, but they put some, what is it called? Like a poison, and so basically we did not see any.
Right. But just in fairness to what Raj is saying, you don't have to see them, but you can see signs of them everywhere. So if you've cleared
Sign,
all
yes.
the rodent population
Yeah.
and there's rodent crap all over the place, they're there, right? So
I did,
if
behind the
you
dumpster,
see
yes.
one, there's probably 20 or 30 that you don't see.
Yep.
So it sounds like if if your pest control company is doing their job, and you have an infestation, they're probably going to need to come more than once a month to satisfy, the problem. It doesn't sound like, it just doesn't sound like it's enough. I understand and respect what you're saying, but if you read the food code, and believe me, I've briefed over it a little bit. It's way too much for me, but it's not my business. But I know Raj knows it, and you really have to do more. And if he's telling us that he asked you to do more and he's gotten no response, I don't know what else you want the man to do. He's not calling you up and coming over to your house and knocking on the door and send the rodent police. You have to have enough initiative to say, I have a problem here, I need to take care of it. That's really what it is. You got to step up and see it. And if he asked you to do something, then you should be in contact with him. Hey, you know what, Raz? I see what you said. I took steps to mitigate that problem, meaning to correct the problem. Why don't you come out, take a look, see what you think? I have receipts here that say what my pest control company did. They put down traps. They put poisons down in safe places. I'm getting the holes fixed. So even though it's not my fence, it is my problem, right? It's your problem. Absolutely. So if there's holes in the fence and you have a dumpster on your side, then, and they're attracted to the waste and the food in that dumpster, it is your problem. Yep. So you can't just say, it's on somebody else's property and leave it there. When I see paper in the street, I didn't throw it there, but you know what? I live there, so I pick it up. Who else is going to do it? You really have to take that ownership, and Raj is there to help guide you through it, but you have to listen to him and be respectful to his position. He's doing his job. That's what he's doing, right? So you can't be aggressive with him or Tom Curran. Tom Curran's one of the nicest men I've ever met. He's got two beautiful young kids. He doesn't want to be confrontational, but again, it's his job to implement and make sure that people are following the law. And it can be a serious consequence for you and your business if this is not followed. So Raj, what are we doing here?
I mean, absolutely, sir. I mean, that was my take, and that's the reason we have 100+ permits here in Ashland. It's not that, he's probably the second or third establishment that I have bring in front of the board in the whole year I am here, but it's just, I mean, he was not ready to listen, I mean, I get he did some cleaning around the dumpster, but it was in really bad shape. Pest control, there was nothing been done till now, there are reports that he himself didn't read, and there is nothing on the pest control given the rodent infestation, and I have proved both inside and outside the restaurant that there is activity, and I have surrounding whole community. I mean, there are a lot of, like, as he's saying, in the neighbor's property that caused by the dumpster, for 100%, that's it's there. There is activity in the back. I had multiple complaints, and that's the only reason I went to the restaurant to inspect, Once I did the outside inspection, I have to go in, and inside also there was activity, but none of his reports says that, though there are bait boxes in his basement too for rats, there are different bait boxes for rats and mice, there are bait boxes for rats, but there's nothing on the report. It doesn't say what he need to do. It doesn't say if there was any activity. They say they're treating for mice and putting some chemicals down, and that's all in the reports that I've reviewed. And from the time we have started this conversation, Mr. Alex, so from the time we have started this conversation, did the pest control come out?
No, because that was not this Friday. They come once a month. So basically, they should be coming. So they came 3/24. So they should be coming, and what's today? In 6 days from today.
Okay, so my question to you is, that initially I asked you to get pest control. Now, if you have to mitigate this problem and there is a problem and your pest control don't show up for 20 days, one single rat can have 20 babies in 20 days, so how do you plan to mitigate when you have not got pest control in this time, or what is your plan? Like, how do you think you will mitigate or stop this problem, you know?
I cleaned the dumpster area. As you can see, I send you the email, you can see it. I hired what's it called? Some landscaping company that moved the dumpster and everything. I cleaned the area completely, so you can see exactly. There is no signs of nothing. I put a couple of boxes around there, the boxes we used to have around the building.
So you just move the boxes. Do you know that when they were serviced, if there is any bait, if there is any good bait, how do you just decide to move the boxes yourself, you know?
No, there is bait inside because I shaked it. It looks like it's got little rocks in it. So basically there is bait in it. I didn't open it. I can't open it.
You definitely should not be touching that, you know, that's not safe. Or, you know, you should not be doing nothing with the boxes, you know, yourself.
Alex, if he asked you a couple of weeks ago, and you're telling me that now it's 2 weeks and they're not coming for another week, then your pest control company needs to you have to call them. That's, you know, you can't wait. You know, when I have a patient that calls me up with an infection, I'm not waiting 3 weeks to see them. It's not the way you do things. And you know that's not what you're supposed to do. If there's a problem, right. If your building's on fire, you're not waiting until it burns through the building. I mean, that's kind of what this is. This, you know, it's a pretty significant thing. And I think you need to realize that, you know, nobody's trying to
misunderstanding.
It's not a misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding about rodents and pests and vermin. You know, you have to look at how you're conducting your cleanliness and sterility, and something has to change, because if it doesn't change, then you're going to still have this same problem. It really does. And I don't care if you need to get that pest company out there every single week, and you need to have somebody clean out the dumpster and sterilize it and fix the hole in the fence, you have to do that. You know, he can only tell you what he sees, but you can see what you have to do yourself. I would think anyway. You know, if you're running the business, you should know how to take care of the sanitary conditions. You should know if there's insects and rodents. You know, they live where you guys are, you know, right there. They want to eat like everybody else. So where there's food, they're going to be. So you have to be extra clean. You know, you really do. Because you're going to get what you get, and people have to care, not just you, but especially if you're not there a lot. Like Raj says, your employees who are there need to make sure that they're doing things that are going to prevent these things from happening. So, Jay or Bernadette, you have anything to add?
May I be heard in this matter?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Bill, and then Jay and Bernadette.
My name is Bill Gath. I'm with Realty Executives Boston West. I represent the Leonard M. Pearson Family Trust, who owns the property. I have been there a couple of times talking to Alex, and he has showed me what has requested to be done about cleaning different areas, and he's shown me before and after pictures, including today. One of the statements, now I don't know, I cannot back this up, was that the dumpster was not on asphalt, but it was. There was some dirt on the asphalt that's been cleaned off, along with all the garbage, overgrowth. It wasn't garbage, overgrowth along that fence, which is in vast disrepair, but belongs to the adjacent property. This infestation did not really begin until the town started digging up Main, Front, and Concord Street, over where there is an underground river and plume. And I have a feeling that a major portion of this problem has been created by the disturbance of where these rats have been in the past. In fact, this plume is such a problem that the proposed development of that mill building along Main Street is now put in abeyance because they finally realized there is a deed restriction and that there can be no residential properties built over that. I do not know if that deed restriction was checked out before they allowed the most recent building there, which has residents in it, which is close to Santander Bank. But in any case, Alex has been put on notice by the owners to make sure that he complies with every health request that is made. And I'm sure he's going to make sure that F&W Pest Control, which is rated as a 5-star pest control business by the Better Business Bureau, will make more solutions available to him and on a more frequent basis. But I do think that there is some responsibility on the town's part for recognizing this disturbance all around the property that has increased this problem.
Okay, point noted.
Sir, I
Hey.
just want to, just to your point, thank you
Yeah.
for bringing it, but
Yeah.
I do have a report from an inspection in 2019. Also, there was problems at Sunnyside related to rodents. So this is just not new, you know, and given the status I found dumpster in, and I wish I can make those pictures public, but looks like there was not cleaned in a couple of years, you know. So we did had rodent active in 2019 at Sunnyside also, you know. So that's when Tom Curran went in and they had this issue that, you know, that I earlier mentioned, that he has to bring the director then, Mr. Mark Parham, into the restaurant because of all that, you know.
Okay. All right, so Raj, what's the recommendation moving forward?
He need to get going again, you know. My whole point of bringing him in front of the board being, you know, that he have clearly said himself that in past 2.5 weeks that I have asked him to get pest control, he has not gotten, you know. If he's carrying boxes from here and there, that I don't know when they were serviced last, and nothing is said on the reports, he should not be doing that himself, you know. That this is not something that he's certified to do, that if he's carrying boxes from here and there. And moving forward, I need to see on the report what the pest control company is seeing, you know, what recommendation they are making, what kind of pest they are treating, because to me, all the reports I have read from F&W doesn't say that, you know. So there is definitely some gap there, you know. Again, I'm not a pest control, you know, expert, but to me, it doesn't sound right when pest control doesn't say what problem areas are, what he need to take care. It doesn't say nothing, you know.
Okay.
So
So-
he need to immediately get
Okay.
pest control and submit reports to the board
Right.
to mitigate the issue, you know. We'll be conducting
Okay.
a full inspection, because now this inspection was just a complaint base, you know.
Yeah.
And if sanitary conditions was not met, then I'll ask the board for action. But definitely for the smoking part, you know, he should be put on notice, you know, because if this continues, you know, again with the board, we should not be issuing him a permit at all to operate. And if this continues, you know, I mean,
Okay.
that's a serious violation of the food code. It's one of the critical violations that we have is smoking in the establishment, you know.
Okay.
Raj, I have a question just to get very concrete.
Please.
What are we requiring of Alex now in terms of say getting the pest control department company out there? What's the time frame? Because it
should
sounds
be-
like they're not due for 2 weeks or a couple of weeks,
I
but
can get him tomorrow. Absolutely, I can call him up. I can get him anytime. That's why I said me and him. I think we had a misunderstanding. But I can
So-
get him tomorrow. I can tell him I want you guys right away. They can come in right away.
Okay, so Raj and Alec and Bill, is it reasonable that we can put this back on the agenda for our next, you know, meeting? And, you know, Alec, you be in touch with Raj, even if you feel like you're not quite sure, you know, what he's talking about and what he wants the pest company to record, that you get the pest control company in touch with him so that he can tell them what information he needs to know about what they find and what mitigation techniques they're using so that you can both solve this problem so everybody can be happy, and then we can revisit it. And, you know, it gives you a little bit of time to get things together. I like the idea of you being proactive and calling the pest control company prior to their expected monthly arrival date. They may have to come out multiple times. You know, Raj really does want to work with you. He just also wants to, you know, uphold the law. He's a fair man. I think the board is fair. Nobody wants to see you go out of business. So, but there is some urgency to get things done. So, and as well in the future, you know, the smoking thing can happen. That's obviously a clear violation, you know, even though it's, you know, it's your establishment, you know, that doesn't work. So you can't do that. You got to go outside and, or wherever else, you know, you're able to do that. And you need to take these things seriously because we, you know, we don't want to see you in front of the board again for anything other than, you know, A+ reports that you did, that you're doing great. So just, you know, if you have any problems or concerns, you can reach out to me or any of the board members, although Raj is your best, he's your best ally. He's your best friend. All he wants to do is to see things mitigated and know that he can work with you and not feel intimidated or threatened. You know, the same thing with Tom. You know, nobody's trying to put you out of business. Just wanted to say that for the 10th time. Okay. Raj, are you good with that?
Thank you, Dr. Ron. Yeah, I mean,
you'll be in touch with him. You know, Al, you'll get your pest control company out there. If you want Raj to come out and meet them, if you can set up I don't want to, you know, mess up your schedule, Raj, but if you feel like you want to do that, to meet them out there, whatever you feel, you know, is good. Or if you want them to do their thing and see the reports and then go check it out next week.
Absolutely. You know, thank you. And I'm here to work with him. This is beyond doubt, you know, but I was thinking we was just not going nowhere with this, you know.
Okay.
And as I said, no intentions to harm his business. Both
Correct.
times I've been in is just based on complaints, you know. I mean, I usually don't conduct food inspections, but I need to address complaints during the day. And I had documented that both times I went in was based on a complaint, you know, and I found evidence, you know. But thank you, sir. You know,
thank you. Bill, thank you for your input as well.
Also, if they keep me in the loop, I'll follow up on this too.
Yeah, that's great. If you have, you know, Raj's info, you can get Raj as the Board of Health in Ashland. You can get a hold of him anytime.
Roger's got my number and his people do.
Okay, there you go. Okay, great. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody's good. Alec, thank you. Bill, thank you. All right. Raj, thank you. So agenda item number 4, which is the Mary Mortensen Public Health Award. We were going to discuss, you know, nominees and, you know, most likely vote on someone today. Unfortunately, Diane has a little bit of a family, you know, emergency and couldn't be here. So we thought we would table that until our next meeting. You know, we only think it's fair that, you know, certainly with her, you know, connection to Mary, that, you know, we allow that to happen. So we're going to table 4 as well. And Laura has also let me know that for number 5, the consent agenda, the April 5th minutes are unfortunately not available yet. So one demerit for Laura, I'm just teasing. So we're going to table that. So for the consent agenda, would anybody like to make a motion to at least approve the review of year-to-date budget reports for fiscal year 2022? Jay?
So we are approving the budget for 2022?
Just a year-to-date budget reports. If you see anything that you don't like, or not the whole budget, just the budget reports like we do on our consent agenda.
Okay. I approve the year-to-date budget report for the year 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second? All right, terrific. All in favor?
Jay.
Ron, Bernadette.
But
Okay, that passes 3-0. And number 6. Jay, you're up. Access or remote area
Remote area
medical.
medical, not much to report, Ron.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I can tell you at this point is that I was in touch with the folks at in Lynn in the community host group lead there, and they still haven't got a site for their August 2022 clinic. So I'm gonna continue to talk to them, but as far as we're concerned, we're still waiting to hear back from RAM, and they have time. So I'm wondering, should we keep this agenda item, or should it be sort of ad hoc, or I tell Laura up front if I've got anything? I mean, even if I've got nothing to report, it only takes about 2 seconds to tell you that.
Right.
It's completely up to the board.
You could do it either way. If we get to it and you say, hey, I got nothing, then we can move on. But if you ever have anything, we can keep it. So what just for me, and just to refresh, what's the next major thing that is kind of be decided?
So we've signed the contract, which sets the date. So we have a date, and we're on RAM's calendar for I forget exactly the date, but August 2023, one of those weekends.
Okay.
It's the second weekend. Anyway, now they assign a lead person from RAM, a clinic coordinator to us. They're busy, but what happens then is they'll get on the phone with us and the community host group lead team. We'll talk to them about logistics, and then they'll plan to come out and look at the site, which in this case is Keefe Tech. And then we move on from there. They didn't give me any indication of when they would be out or when they would be contacting me, just that we're on their radar.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it goes. And I'll ping them from time to time.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Well, you've already done a ton of work, and I know, Ed's been involved in this as well. So that's awesome. You guys make a great team. So thanks for, the time and effort that you put into it. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Really, I'm excited to participate in that.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Raj, you're up again. This is an easy meeting for me. I don't have to do anything. It's all you.
Yes, yes sir. Thank you. So COVID-19, the cases are kind of very steady, past 4-5 weeks, when I ran the data last week, we had 33 cases in those past 2 weeks, So cases still coming in. We are doing contact tracing for all the positive cases that are coming through Maven. I've been using support from shared services that we're calling each and every person, and then I do have somebody else also working for us. It's just a small grant that we got from the state. Just 80 hours just for contact tracing. So over the weekend, I use that person. We still have the test kits, the rapid test kits for the community. So if anybody needs a test kit, just please come to the Board of Health office or the manager's office, as well as they are available at the community center.
Do you need to report the results, Raj?
Sorry?
Do people need to report the COVID results after they test at home? Not necessarily.
Not the rapids, So, I mean, if the PCR test, that goes into the system directly, but not the rapids, but if they need guidance from us after having a positive rapid test, we can definitely speak to them, about the isolation quarantine guidelines,
But they're not mandated to report their results.
Kind of, but it's their personal decision. But I mean, given if it is done at home, we won't be able to report it to the state. I mean, officially, we won't be able to put that test in,
Okay.
To put that in the Maven, that's the software we use, that state level, it need to be a PCR positive test, Childhood vaccine clinics, we have hosted 2 clinics so far. We have vaccinated 9 school children here in Ashland, I'm very glad the program is up and running. The 9 students will be able to go back to school now. We have 4 scheduled for tomorrow. And I guess that I did have a word with our coordinator for this program, Jess. She's a public health nurse from the shared services. that we'll be opening it to other 7 communities at this point, for sending their kids to Ashland to get vaccinated. BP clinic is doing good. We didn't had it last week though. It was canceled because the exercise class was canceled. So, but we're gonna have that tomorrow. I have sent an email to the board regarding the poultry exhibition ban. That's because of the HPAI, that's the highly pathogenic avian influenza that's around, though we have not heard any of the cases around us, but that poultry exhibition ban is by MDR, and it's till July 1st, 2022 as of now. Boston Marathon, we did set up 2 emergency shelter. Thank you, Dr. J, for coming. I know Bernadette also was ready to come, but she had to go to work. We do have to activate one of our centers at the middle school this time. We did had a injured runner this time. We did host him for like 45 minutes, and then he was transported by our fire department. So we did have to activate the emergency shelter actually at the middle school. The mental health workshop is coming up on 11th May 2022. We're gonna have a table at the community center at the fair. Dr. J, Jess again are gonna be there. We're gonna be hosting or doing a BP clinic as well there. I'll keep the board posted more on that.
I have a question for you, Raj, about that. Sorry to interrupt.
No, absolutely, please.
So I saw the presentation that Jess and her student, the intern, had put together. It looks great. One of the things that, and I'm sorry I missed the meeting with you guys, but
no, absolutely, sir. Yes.
So one of the things that Jennifer Wolfing had asked me or said that she might need help with was advertising for the event, and I'm wondering if you talked to her about that, and what was there a plan for helping?
Correct.
With
so
that?
After on Thursday, we have sent our material to her. Now, Ashley, who is a communication specialist, right? She's putting up a document together. So we're gonna push it through our social media channels, right? And then we're gonna do it from the health page too. And once that document, I was not in office today, I was at a training, for the soils. But tomorrow I'll check the status of that with Ashley and where we are, and will definitely help. This is one of our common events.
Mhm.
We'll post it on our health page. All the channels we have through social media. We'll do that.
Okay, and
But-
Jennifer will know that you're doing that too, right? Or
Absolutely.
should I?
She was putting it together, how to send the information out to the community. I'm not sure if that's ready yet, but I'll be in touch with you, sir. I'll keep you posted on what's going on and how we can help,
Yep.
from all angles. Like if you can send it out through your channels, that'll be great as well.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
And at this point, I'm open for any more questions for the board.
So you're not talking about Green Up Ashland, right? Is that when that is, on the 11th?
No, sir. I mean, these events, Green Up is
That's-
also around that time,
Okay,
I guess Green Up is, 1 second, sorry. But yes, you're right. Green Up is around that time. as
usually
well.
it's in that same times. So this is at Stone Park, I'm assuming.
This is at the community center, the
Oh, it's at the
health fair.
community center.
Yes.
Oh, right, it says that, if I would look. Okay,
And
all right.
it's in the evening, Dr. Ron, if you can join us, that'll be great. Even Bernadette,
Yeah, I would,
that'll be great, so.
when is that? That is on a Wednesday. It might be possible.
Evening,
That's
5 to
Is it
7.
next week?
Yeah.
Is that
No,
Wednesday
it's
next
on
week?
May
Yeah, a
11th.
couple of weeks,
Oh,
May
okay.
11th, so it's Wednesday. Okay,
Only according to your schedule, please, if
Yeah.
you can join, that'll be great,
Yeah.
but other than that,
Yeah.
we'll be there.
okay. All right. the future items, we'll review the Mary Mortensen Award next time.
I have a future item, kind of.
Yeah. The heat. Yep.
So I'm going to be out of town on May 24th. I wasn't sure exactly when we were going to have meetings in May, but I'm wondering, would it be possible to work around the 24th? That falls on a Tuesday.
Yeah, well, it should be the 1st and 3rd, which means it should be the 3rd and the 17th.
But there was, Laura, were you telling me in an email that it might be pushed out? Am I imagining that?
No, I think that's election day, right? Is Tuesday the let me pull up the calendar.
Yeah, I don't have my calendar.
I believe election day is the 17th. Yeah, so I think
it
we may
is.
have to
Okay.
move that.
Yeah, well, we'll make it when you can do it. We'll just make it on a different day.
Yeah, we could move it
So-
to the 24th.
Well, yeah, so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm out the
Oh,
He's
the
going to be away.
Could it be that,
Oh.
I don't know if that, I missed the last meeting. So
Right.
if you guys have enough people, that's totally fine. I don't want to, mess with anything, but just wanted to bring that to your attention. I'm happy to do it on the 31st or, I don't know if you can push it off until then, but, totally up to the board.
So are you out that week?
I'm
You know,
out.
If we did it,
Yeah, I'm out, I think the 21st to the 25th.
okay.
EC. So, I can do it when I come back, but if we wanted to keep it on a Tuesday.
Yeah. No, we don't have, no, because then we would, we don't have to have a meeting the 31st and the 7th, I'm assuming. Laura, can we change it to another day that week?
Yeah, we could do a Thursday. We've done that in the past.
Okay, so you think, why didn't everybody make sure? I mean, I'm in for Thursday, the 19th. I don't see
Yep.
why that, that would be an issue. If everybody
Right.
can make it, can we review that next time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank-
And, and can we at least chat about the Green Up Ashland thing? Because I usually help out with that. So I'd like to just make sure everybody knows about that when that's coming up. And is somebody, Raj, are you talking on the extreme heat or is?
And Laura, somebody, it came from somewhere else, like Laura, right? About the extreme heat.
Yolanda had sent it. It was from the what's that group in Framingham? Yeah, she had sent that information. We've talked about it in the past also,
Okay.
the extreme heat. So in the
But-
schools.
Dr. Ron, I'll be happy to brief, but like
Yeah, no, and that's,
if you
yeah, I can even
somebody
do it
else want to
too.
do it, that's fine, but otherwise, I mean, I will go through it,
Sure.
Okay. And Laura, is there anything to kind of read on that for us to prep for that you send out or?
The website that Yolanda got was from MAPC.
Okay,
And she had sent a link and it was pretty informative.
Okay.
So I can resend that out.
okay. All right. Great. I'm sure I have it. So, okay. All right. Anything else?
I just want to thank the board for their support,
Yeah.
so just in general, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, Raj, if you ever need any help, call any of us. We would be happy to help you out, so it doesn't go so far.
Yeah. Or any
I
tag
appreciate
along.
it.
Yeah, right, exactly. If you need some bodyguards, Jay's the one.
Thank you.
And Jay,
Yeah.
and Jay, just, obviously on behalf of the board and, we're sorry for your loss and we hope you're doing as well as you can do. And, I don't know if your dad had been sick for a while, but even if he had, whenever it happens, it's always, just more final. And I think everybody's dealt with it and it's not a fun time of life. So I hope you and your family are doing as well as you can.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Reggie,
Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're all
Okay.
good. So I welcome the distractions now.
Good, yeah. Yeah, well, you got a beautiful family and that means a lot. So that's when they help you through this stuff for sure.
That's right.
Yeah. So, exactly. All right. Anybody want to make the most important motion?
I will make the motion to adjourn.
Okay. Any seconds?
I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Good meeting, everybody. Laura, thank you. Raj, thank
Thank you,
you.
Ron.
Thank you, sir.
Mark,
Bye-bye,
Bernadette,
everyone.
nice
Bye.
to see you. See you in a few weeks.
Sure, bye-bye.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Good night.